Hi everyone, so in this JavaScript lesson, we're going to take a look at the Nullish Coalescing operator. So this is a new logical operator that's currently in stage 4 proposals at the time of this video, and currently works in most recent browser versions of Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and other browsers. So I'll post the documentation in the description below, and you can have a look at those later on. So the way this operator works is that you can see here, in this definition here, that it returns the right hand side when its left hand side is null or undefined, and otherwise it returns its left hand side. So to make this more clear, let's run through a quick example of how this works. So here we have a user object with a profile image of null, and this should be a null, not a string. So let's say we had a function that's able to get the profile image of the user. So we'll say gets user profile image, and we're going to return the user, the profile image, the profile image, just like that. But now let's say we also wanted to return a default value if this is null or undefined or nothing there. So one way you might think we can do this is using the ternary operator. So if we have something like this, we can do just return the user, the profile image again, or we can return some default value here. Now if we console this out, so we console to get user profile image, and now we get some default value because this is null. But with this nullish coalescing operator, we can just do this, get rid of the whole thing. Actually, just we'll leave this default value, but we'll get rid of this. And we can add an extra 2 question marks. So now what this is saying is, if this is null or undefined, then return the right hand side. That's what's happening in the definition here. So return the right hand side if the left hand side is null or undefined. This is null, and we're returning the right hand side right here. So that's the basics for how it works. And let's move on to the differences between this operator and this operator here, the logical OR operator. So before we move on to the difference, there's one thing I should mention is that you can actually chain these together. So if we did a null here, and we did another correlation operator here, so this will also give us some default value because this is null over here, and we also have a null value here, so it goes to the right. So that's also important to note. So let's move on to the difference, and the main difference here is that let me just copy this in. So the OR operator checks for all the falsy values. So it checks for like 0, empty string, not a number, null, undefined. But the one that we're looking at, the nullish coalescing operator, only checks for null or undefined. That is the main difference with these two right here. So if we, as an example, have this. So right here, this is returning hello, and this is turning an empty string. So that's because, so for the first one, the OR operator, it checks for all of these, and empty string is part of it as a falsy value. It tries to evaluate it as a boolean, which is false, so it returns the right hand side. For the nullish coalescing operator, you can see here that since we only check for null or undefined, this is not null or undefined, so it immediately returns the left hand side, which is an empty string. So that is the basics of the difference there. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned something new. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.